I get the question a lot from INFPs about why do I feel different? Why do I feel defective compared to other people and other personality types? Why am I the only one that struggles with this stuff? And it's largely because of your personality type being different than other people. So it obviously makes sense that you would feel different, especially with like 75% of the world being sensors and 25% being intuitives, and even less being your specific blend of intuition. That is one of the biggest reasons why you see the world differently than other people. And is that a problem? I don't think so. But if it is, then it's important to just give yourself that room, that space, that understanding that like, yeah, you see the world differently. That's something that is going to always be there. And it's not necessarily a curse if you know how to use it, if you know how to appreciate that your personality type is very keen on strong emotions, on your conscience, on listening to your values, on paying attention to the meaning underneath what is said, as in like, you can pick up these intuitive hits on who people are and what they're thinking and why they're doing things in the way that they are, in a way that most people don't even notice, don't even pay attention to. And you bring in your version of intuition onto that, and you get this like really deep understanding of who people are, I'm gonna go that way, and why they do the things that they do. So you have the spotlight on yourself. You're perceiving more depth into other people because you spend a lot of time understanding yourself, right? But that also means that I don't want to jump over that either. You can't see it, can you? So I'm distracting myself with these awesome surroundings. So your way of understanding the world is going deep into what it means to be a person, a human that is experiencing these deep, dark emotions, or even the highs, but usually the dark ones, I know. And then you're pattern recognizing that onto other people, and you're thinking like, why are they doing things the way that they're doing? If I were in that situation, this would be my intention. This is what I would do. This is how I would handle it. And you are constantly seeing that, but nobody else is seeing that from you or within you because they're not looking for that stuff. That is not what their personality type is necessarily designed to do. Theirs is for other things. It's like a character class. It has its specific strengths and it has its specific weaknesses. And your goal and their goal is to do those to the best of their ability, right? If you're a healer, we want you to heal. We don't want you to worry about putting poisons on blades and, ambushing people and stuff like that. Like, no, go heal. Go do you, So that is one reason why you're naturally going to feel defective or broken and different. And also, you've never really gotten the permission to be you, probably. Now, I had my parents were divorced, but I had a good upbringing. I didn't have any like capital T trauma or anything like that, but I still was pretty miserable a lot of the time. And I think it just came from like not having a mentor or a person in that space that was like, this is how you do INFP stuff. This is how you understand your values. This is how you choose which emotional state you want to bring to whatever situation so that you can feel good or bad anytime that you want. I know a lot of us INFPs are like, well, I need to feel sad to do my art. Well, if you want to, you can feel sad at will. You might know that one, but you can also feel good at will too. And there was no mentoring, there was no coaching, there was no like space that guided me for those things. And it's probably the same for you too. Unless you join Evolve, but I'm not trying to pitch you on this video. I just kind of game that way. And same with intuition, like, oh, you have a ton of ideas. You're always connecting stuff up into all these crazy ways, really quickly, right? You're always seeking some new idea, some new passion, some new project, right? Usually that's just, oh, you have ADHD, you're a problem, let's medicate you. As opposed to, actually, that is like neuroscientifically proven. And I'm not saying that you are or are not ADHD, but the extroverted intuition pattern of thinking, the way that you use your brain, is a quick pinging of all these different regions, trying to find unique and novel connections to pattern recognize, to understand. Tree, hat made of trees. Oh, hat made of trees, that might be nice. Like it would take my oxygen or my carbon dioxide and turn it into oxygen. I could have this little bubble of pure oxygen around me. Like, who thinks like that? Extroverted intuitives do. Not flawed people, not broken people. NPs, right? So those are two reasons why I think that you might be feeling that you are broken or different. So one, understand your personality type deeper and lean into appreciating it so that it's not just something, it's not like a label, it's a set of building blocks, a set of components that you have that you can use to, like, you can bring them into your life in a way that is going to support the natural things that you do to recharge and to de-stress and to excite yourself. And don't fight it, lean into it. And don't use it as just a label. I'm an INFP, so I can't do this. No, I'm an INFP, so maybe this is gonna be a struggle, but also I'm really good at this stuff. So that's pretty cool too, right? And then bring that into your life more and more. And then point two was find a place or people who can support you using your personality type. And like, not just understanding it, but using it. Like, if you're gonna spend a lot of time in values land and in creativity idea space, then you might as well gain a bunch of intentional skills around those areas, right? So that you can do it even better, right? Stop worrying so much about your weaknesses and start worrying about, how do I do my strengths to the best of their abilities? And then you will stop feeling broken. You'll feel more positive, more aligned, more ambitious. You'll wake up earlier in the morning, ready to like pursue these new avenues, these new things, these new projects, these new goals. And you're going to feel like you are more you. And then you will not feel broken. You will not feel like you're missing a piece of yourself. You'll feel like more like you're whole. And there's always going to be some part that's like, I want to understand more about myself, you know? And you don't want that to stop. I guarantee you would not be happy if you knew everything about yourself and that was it. It would be like game over. You just be like, okay, I'm done. Like, I've discovered everything about myself. That's fantastic. Yay. But once you have your strengths aligned and your goals and you're moving forward, that's a huge spider web. Ugh. And you're moving forward in alignment with your personality type, then it's just more easy to give that forgiveness and permission to yourself to be you as you're pursuing bigger, greater quests in life.